Namaste Ji Namaste, welcome to Courtroom. My name is Sahaj. I sincerely hope that your prep is going well. If you're going to be taking the CLATPG on the 3rd of December this year, this lecture is going to be extremely crucial because we are going to be discussing 10 of the most important topics that you need to prepare for this exam. These are the highest probability topics to show up in your paper. The first one is Vivek Narayan Sharma versus Union of India. It was a 5-judge bench. B.V. Nagaratna dissented. Please go through this judgment because this was one of the most important judgments of 2023. Then we go to Supra Chakrabarti versus Union of India. That is right to marriage is, well, it is not available as a fundamental right to queer people. And Supra Chakrabarti was recently, this judgment was recently delivered and it contains a lot of MCQs. I believe we also have a lecture here on the channel. It is a 46-minute lecture. It is usually for our online batch, as in such lectures are there in our online batch. However, I do not advise you to join the online batch right now because now time is very less to cover out all of those details. But we have put in 2 more lectures for CLATPG, which cover out all that the examiner can ask from the judgment. So please do watch that. I will leave the link down below in the comments. Then you have Joseph Shine versus Union of India. This lecture is also available on our channel, in which, well, the judgment is from 2018 on adultery, but it was the connection with the army. So a miscellaneous application was filed for the court to clarify as to how much of this judgment really is connected with the bylaws that usually the army personnel have to follow. So this then becomes important because they have gone into the length and breadth of this judgment and the history associated with it. So please do watch this lecture. Another lecture that is available on the channel itself is Sukhpal Singh Khera versus the State of Punjab. This was already asked in Punjab mains, as I've been told, as in Punjab mains judicial services exam. So this is a crucial judgment on section 319 of the CRPC. This is all about summoning new accused after the judgment has been delivered. At what stage does the trial really end? We have also discussed this on the channel. It is freely available. You can watch that. These 3, well, they are there on the channel. Then you have the judgment in which Jallikattu has been upheld. So earlier they had barred it, but then this time around, so, well, the states usually what they do is they carved out a specific new breed. They are grooming it for running, and as far as I can remember, so they amended the local acts to include that. So all of that was challenged in this Animal Welfare Board versus Union of India. Extremely important judgment because they can go back to asking you MCQs from the Jallikattu judgment as well. So that is how CLATPG usually works. Then you have Anup Baranwal versus Union of India. This was, I think, way back in March. Ab tak to ordinance case pe there's been a lot of political battle over it. So this is the judgment on the Election Commission of India appointments, the ECI appointments, in which the CJI had said that I too will sit on a panel till the time that you enact a law. And well, now they have, I think, passed an ordinance in which the act either will be passed very soon or must have been passed by now. In which the CGI has been removed and some other minister must have taken its place. So Anup Baranwal versus Union of India becomes important. This 95% is showing up in your exam. That is Shilpa Shailesh versus Varun Srinivasan, in which the Supreme Court pondered and contemplated whether it has the power to grant divorce even if approached by one party, under the power to do complete justice under Article 142. 141 of course contains the doctrine of stare decisis, and 142 is given in part 5, that is the Union, chapter 4, the Union Judiciary, which starts from 124 and goes up till I think 147 or 148. Then you have Common Cause versus Union of India. This is again an older judgment. Again, guidelines were modified, guidelines were clarified, about euthanasia and right to die with dignity, which was declared to be a fundamental right in this. Then you have Government of NCT of Delhi versus Union of India, in which the Supreme Court said that Delhi government has the power, not the union, over civil servants, and Delhi government will decide their appointments and transfers, etc. However, the union, in its own wisdom, as always, passed an ordinance, and now I think that is why the Kejriwal government really protested in Rajya Sabha, etc. And Raghav Chadha was also suspended from there. To overturn this judgment, an ordinance was enacted, and then of course it must have been made into an act by now. Then you have the Mediation Act 2023, which is extremely important because the Mediation Bill 2021 has now been codified finally into a law. I'll give you one more topic, that is 11 May. Most likely they will go into Israel, Palestine, because one passage almost always shows up from international law. And so the conventions, the statutes, and the international law related to this topic specifically, maybe even the creation of when was Israel connected, as in created, and the history of this conflict. So that makes it 11. If an international law passage shows up, most likely can show up from here. It will go into again genocide and conventions relating to war prisoners, etc. So I'm talking about those topics. However, if you're going to be taking this exam, these become extremely crucial. I will also try to leave a PDF down below in the comments with the links of the judgment so that you don't have to do that work. I will do that for you, and you can then you can go through those judgments and extract out MCQs for yourself, since you will be most likely self-preparing, or maybe preparing from any other academy, which is absolutely fine. We've covered this all in our online batch. However, I do not advise you to join it at this stage, and neither am I giving an indirect hint to join it at this stage, because well, it is too voluminous to cover right now. So if you are watching this for CLATPG 2025, well, consider preparing with us is all that I can tell you. Let us see what all show up on the 3rd of December. That's about 2 weeks left, and well, I hope that something shows up. But these are the highest probability topics that I would have covered if I were a student. Well, in your shoes. All right. Now see you, and wishing you all the very best with your prep. Take care. Bye.